Adam, you surfed in Hawaii, right?
Yes, a long time ago.
Okay. And were you self-taught or did you take lessons?
So I guess I'd back up and say that was my first real duty assignment after college. So you're talking about a 2-year-old Adam, 23-year-old Adam. So that you're talking about 25 years ago. Like any 23-year-old, probably I was super broke, so I couldn't afford a surfboard. Someone gave me one, or I found it on the side of the road, or something like that, not knowing anything about surfing. And I tried to make that surfboard work for maybe 2 years. I think a surfboard at the time was $800. Like, as a new surfer, I should have been learning on the biggest longboard I could have found. And this was not that. This was like almost like a big wave gun, if I remember right. But my buddy and I would dutifully march out there and try to learn how to paddle, learn how to balance, learn how to catch a wave, learn how to stand up on a wave. And if I had to do it again, as I do now, if I want to learn something, hire a pro, get taught by a pro. I did not do that. Again, I had no money, couldn't do it. And then the second thing I would encourage somebody to do is get the right surfboard. So rent it if you can, buy it if you must, but get a big surfboard. And big is dependent on your specific size. A smaller person needs a board that's not as big as someone. I was probably 200 pounds at the time, so I needed a big board to learn on. And I bought one maybe 2 years after living in Hawaii, and then my surfing changed dramatically. I was able to catch waves, I was able to ride waves, not well or anything, but I had a big longboard. I think it was a 9'2" Takayama. I forget the name of it, but I just bought it there locally in some surf shop, and I enjoyed the heck out of that surfboard. I traveled with that surfboard when I moved to San Francisco. It's the same board that I used when we lived in San Francisco. But no, I was self-taught. It was just me and my friend Dean. We would spend every waking moment trying to be better watermen.
What's the biggest wave you ever caught?
You know, I caught a couple bigger waves. In Hawaii, they measure waves differently, or at least they did at the time. They would measure it by the back of the wave. And so a 5-foot wave in Hawaii would have maybe a 10-foot face. Don't hold me to it, but something like that. So if you caught a 5-foot wave, that's an overhead wave for sure. And I probably caught 2 of those in my life. I've gotten crushed by some big waves. I remember one time on Chun's Reef up on the North Shore, there was just a closeout set that came in, and I was on the wrong side of it, and a buddy of mine, the same guy, Dean, and I just got murdered. He, I think, broke his eardrum, but you know, leashes snapped and all that. My favorite place to surf was probably Diamond Head on Oahu, or it was Magic Island. There's a Hawaiian name for it too, but off the tip of Magic Island. I think I had my best day of surfing off the tip of Magic Island. It was one of those days where no one else was out there. It was just me and Dean, and it felt like you just caught waves as fast as you could catch them, and they were all, you know, 2-foot waves, but there was a real fun wave, and that was probably my best single day. The community was always great, by the way, in Hawaii. You know, it's got sometimes it has a bad reputation, but we surfed all over the island, and we never had a problem with people being upset at us. We were always respectful, of course, but we never had a problem. The surf community was great.
What are some lessons you learned while surfing that stick with you through the rest of your life?
Jeepers, I don't know, lessons surfing. One of the things is you always got to be paying attention. Like, even when I have my young kids in the water, I'm always telling them to look out at the water. Don't be looking towards shore, because the action is happening out in the water, and you're going to miss a big wave. A big wave is going to come smack you. You got to be paying attention constantly. Not that I'm trying to scare anybody, but you know, don't be staring at the shore, because the waves are coming, and they keep coming. So always be paying attention. There's probably some parallels there to business and life. Be paying attention. I made mention of, you know, hiring some help. Hire help if you can get away with it. Hire a professional. I wanted I want to do some deer hunting out here in Colorado. And if I do that, the first thing I'm going to do is hire a professional. I did some fly fishing. I enjoy fly fishing. The first thing we did was hire a guide, because they can just get you up to speed so much quicker than all the YouTube videos or
Sure.
anything like that.
When's the last time you surfed?
When was the last time I surfed? Gosh, it's probably been 2 years now. We used to go back to Hawaii a lot. That's getting harder and harder to do. So California, we could go there. Surfing's one of those things, it's not like riding a bike, at least that's my experience. You need to have a certain baseline of fitness, paddle correctly, paddle fast, get into waves, things like that. I do more stand-up paddle boarding, even in tropical environments. It's easier on my shoulders, it's easier on my chest, so you can catch waves paddle boarding. I can do it out here in Colorado on the lakes and the reservoirs. So I think I do more paddle boarding now